Everyone, welcome to Coding Time. This is the 8th video of our Android development tutorial for beginners, and in this video I will show you how you can work with shared preferences. So what is shared preferences? Shared preferences is used to store app settings. It can store only a small amount of data, so you can use shared preferences to save your settings of your Android application. So let's not get confused about how shared preferences works. I will explain you everything in very easy manner. So let's get started. Here, open Android Studio. I have already created the project. So we have to design our activityman.xml, change the design to blueprint. Let's zoom it and get a text view first. So in this text view we will print the username, which will be saved in the shared preferences. So write welcome, then the username, which will be overwritten by the value when we will fetch the value. Now let's change the layout width to wrap content and height to wrap content. Change the text size to 25 dp and change the style also to bold. Now let's go in the design, and here we need an edit text. So in this edit text, user will enter the username, which will be saved in shared preference. Let's remove it and place a hint. Isn't it removed? Now let's place a hint here. Enter username. Yeah, it's fine. Now let's drag and drop a button. This button will save the shared preference, share the username in shared preference. Right here, save username. Change the layout width to wrap content and layout height to wrap content. So we have done with the designing here. Now let's go in our main activity, and here first of all we need our UI components. So first we will use text view because we have a text view, then we have edit text, then we have button, now let's use find view by ID to get them. Pass r.id .id of our text view. You can get the ID from here. Let's copy it and paste it. Now do the same thing with edit text also. Pass the ID of our edit text. Now again do the same thing with button, r.id, then the ID of our button, which is this. Let's copy it and paste it. Now what we will do next, we will create a method that will save the username in shared preference. Save username. Now we will need to create a shared preference here. So use the class shared preferences, then create the object, then get the then use get shared preferences method, and here we have to pass two arguments. The first one is the name of our shared preference, so create final string shared prefs and give the name of your shared preference. You can give anything. I'm giving shared prefs as the name, so pass this, and now you have to give the mode. So I'm using mode private, so it will not allow to use this shared preference by any Android application. Now let's get the editor. Use the shared preference class, then editor, then create the editor object, then by using the object of shared preferences call the method edit, and by using this editor object call the method put string, and here we have to save data in key value pair. So first of all we have to specify a key final string, and by using the key we will fetch the data later on. So user name, give the key name. I'm giving it user name key. Now let's pass it here, and then we have to pass the value. So we will pass the value which is in edit text, call the method get text and change it into string by using the method to string. Now let's apply it by calling the method apply. So we have successfully saved our username in the shared preference. Now create another method that will load the shared preference data, public void, then load username, now here we will get our shared preference. So to open this shared preference you have to do the same thing. You have to pass the name of your shared preference and the mode. Now here create a string that will contain the username, string username saved, and here assign the username by using shared preferences object dot get string. Here we have to pass the key which is username, so pass the key here, and we have to pass null as a default value, put a semicolon here, username saved. So that's it. Now we have to call them, but before calling them let's specify on click listener on our button. And on click method we have to call the method which is our save username, so call it, and then call the method load username. So this is our real device and here is our app. Let's open it, and as you can see here, it is printing null here because there is nothing in our shared preferences. So let's enter the username John Smith. Now let's hit on this button. So username is saved successfully. Now let's destroy this app and open it again, and as you can see here, John Smith is printed. So that's how you can save data in shared preferences, and you can save your settings of your app in shared preferences. So that's it in this video. If you have liked the video, then hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to get more programming tutorials. And if you have any doubts, then you can comment your doubts in the comment section and I will surely reply.